Hello guys and welcome to the Let's Play of Company of Heroes Blitzkrieg. Today I will be making a sort of tutorial for a friend. Show off Blitzkrieg. So I'll start up with the skirmish. I'll go one-on-one. I'll play as the German Wehrmacht. Actually I'll go Panzer Elite. They're a bit more fun. We are sort of comparing this to Company of Heroes 2. Let's take a look at it. I will go Annihilation. It's the easy computer just to show off the tree and stuff in Blitzkrieg. So let's take a look at this. In my opinion, Company of Heroes with the Blitzkrieg mode is may not be better, but at least it's more fun to play because you have lots of units and thanks for that. You have a lot more units to use, and I wouldn't say it's more historical accurate than Company of Heroes 2, but still way more fun. Start off with the German Panzer grenadiers. Build menu, and one of my preferred features is that they are equipped with grenades, so it's not an upgrade. You can use the grenades straight away, even though it costs munitions. So the first thing I can build is a Kampfgruppe company or logistics company. Bunkers, I have no use for those in the beginning. Barbed wire, very useful at sometimes. Don't use it so much as I should though. And sandbags are efficient way to go, or sit trench if you want to. You also have options to build mines, but they are upgrades as well. I usually prefer building the logistics company because I like the half tracks. Getting the half tracks is awesome because they can withstand small arms fire from enemy infantry. Kampfgruppe company is where you get your infantry units, and we'll now take a look at the skill tech tree. You can choose from Scorched Earth Tactics, which is basically a defense doctrine for the Panzer Elite. If you go Wehrmacht, I think it's called defensive doctrine. You have 120mm mortar bunker, tank barricades, artillery, Hummel and Vesp. Awesome to have mobile field artillery. You have Sherman, Beit Panzer. It's a captured allied tank. You have the regular Panzer IV, the Jag Panzer, and the Nashorn. You have Luftwaffe tactics. You can call in Luftwaffe and paratroopers to infiltrate enemy lines. You can build the German 88. I just love that as a defensive gun. It's awesome. You also have air support from the Luftwaffe with Stuka bombing attacks and Henschel attack runs against allied tanks. And you also have Panzer IV, Jagdpanzer, and the Panther tank. I always prefer the tank doctrine, or not always, but mostly, because you get all the tank destroyers and the Jag Tiger. I just love that, and there ain't much beating that on the battlefield. Of course, you have the Panzer IV, and you have some skill upgrades for your Panzer Elite anti-tank units. So I'll go for Tank Hunter, show that off. And here's our logistics company, where you have the half-track. You have a machine gun armed half-track, ambulance half-track, 75 Kampfwagen Kanon half-track. That's basically for taking out light armored targets. You could probably fight the Sherman with it, but you'll get your ass kicked. You have a mortar half-tracks, really useful. Munition half-tracks, mainly used to support and supply your self-propelled guns, artillery and stuff like that. And you also have the 20mm armed half-track and scout cars and some pack guns. So we'll try and get this going. Need my engineers to capture points, but as the Panzer Elite you have access to the Kettenkrad, which is a really effective unit capturing points. It's really fast, but it's very weak. And I would also like to put out, I'm going for the 20mm armed Opel Blitz truck. This is really awesome for taking out enemy infantry. It will mow them down like nothing else. So As we can see in the corner, the Allies have captured a few areas now, so I'll start using the Kettenkrad to capture some points. And we'll see when the Blitz truck comes out. Since this is a relative short game for playing against an easy computer, I probably won't be able to show off the Jag Tiger because it takes a lot of resources. But some of the most basic infantry units and the half tracks I might be able to show off depending on my resources, which is basically the same as in Company Fears 2. Another fun thing with this is you can play point control, which gives you more challenge into the game. Since this truck ain't armored, I do want to be careful not getting too close to their base, because then their AA gun defense will probably take me out. But I'll try and use this to scout out their infantry, because they probably have... yeah, there we have engineer team. Soon there is no more engineer team. Yeah. Oh, probably want to take out that MG team before he starts firing. Yeah, vulnerability of a non-armored unit. Let's put it. There we go. Let's put that half track into good use and start using the Kettenkrad a bit more to capture points. Although engineer can capture points, they're not really good at it. They're a bit slow. Infantry. Let's use the grenades. There we go. And boom. Also, the Panzer Elite engineers are a bit better than the Wehrmacht engineers, and in my opinion, they're even better than the basic Wehrmacht infantry unit, the Volksgrenadier. I'll put those into retreat, and now we'll show off the half track. As it's an armored unit, it won't be it won't be suppressed or damaged by small arms fire unless they go at it and use grenades, which I don't think they will.
Infanterieverstärkung wird aufgestellt.
And they will probably just retreat.
Wir haben eine feindliche Einheit vernichtet.
Bestätigt!
If you like this mod, you can find it at moddb.com. In my opinion, I think this makes Company of Heroes 1 the best World War II RTS game there is. If you think of any game that matches this, feel free to give a link below, a message below, and I'll try it out, because I just love these games. Let's see if we can, yeah, see if we can get some infantry units out there. Start using infantry. Since it's a small map, I might be able to use infantry. Quite effective when playing bigger games with friends, and they go for defensive and tanks. It's actually a fun idea to play with infantry only. And the weakness of the mortar, it's that it has a close range barrier where it can't fire. So just move the half track in and mow them down. If you have an infantry unit stand by, just capture that equipment and start attacking the enemy. And here we go. Assault grenadiers. Can put one of those out. I'll wait for the mortar half track. That's a good idea. Putting out another Kettenkrad so I can capture their points. And I don't know where the AA defense is, so I'll probably want to be careful losing that half track.
Wir verlieren einen Sektor.
Oh yeah, they're up there. I'm putting out an armored scout car. Use that to capture points with it.
Unsere
Great for that.
Nachschubwege wurden unterbrochen. Ein
And
Sektor ist
I'll
vom Nachschub
just
abgeschnitten.
capture these territories which I have secured. And the assault grenadiers should be done in a few secs, and I can start moving them. There they are. Can equip them with the light machine gun, the Sturmgewehr, which is one of my favorite weapons. And I'm going to put this into good use against the infantry. Let's see, they only fielded light riflemen so far, so I can't really tell what doctrine the Americans are going for. Oh, now they went into my A fire. Now they will be ripped to shreds. Also, the assault grenadiers are a really mean unit. Let's put in some upgrades into good use. I definitely want the Panzer 4.
Uns steht nun der unbeugsame Jagdpanzer Hetzer
So
zur
then I can
Verfügung.
doom them a bit earlier than I normally would.
Feindliche Einheit
And we're
ausgerüstet.
just making a mess out of the Americans. They really don't stand any chance. But of course, we're playing on easy to demonstrate. Yeah, I'll help you out. Just finish this up. Kettenkran is capturing. I think it goes a bit slow, but it should work out. Use infantry to cut their lines off. There's a hedge there, so if I can get close here, I want to barbed wire this area off. There we go. Most infantry unit can build some sort of defense or barricade to help support your own troops. I captured that, great. I need some fuel. And I'll capture that afterwards. Yep, now I've blocked off so their infantry can't go that way. If I had an assault engineer or something like that, I would probably be able to build some mines and just cut them off way more efficient. See, Kettenkrad putting him into use, capturing those points. And I think the Panzer factory is a bit expensive when you play the Panzer Elite. If you go Wehrmacht, you can get tanks faster and cheaper if you go with the Blitzkrieg doctrine. There are 3 doctrines for every fraction. For Panzer Elite is the one that I showed you earlier. If you play the Wehrmacht, you have defensive, Blitzkrieg or terror. If you go terror, you get the King Tiger, and if you get Blitzkrieg, you get the regular Tiger. It's taking mortar fire. Yeah, they're there, A defensives, don't go there. So, yeah, I didn't manage to start firing that, so I have to back off and try to lure the mortar out. Otherwise he will bomb my half-track to shreds eventually. We'll see. Can do. Oh yeah. Nah. The mortar half-track works just the same way. So let's see what's the requisition for. Yeah, you need an infantry center. So I'll put that up so I can get the Panzer factory out. Now they're starting to move infantry around on the map. And that mortar. I heard the sound of a mortar, but I don't know where it came from. Yeah, they won't be going very far out of their base at least. Reposition my... Ah! The MG42. Yeah, there they are. They went the mistake of getting too close. Just need to hold that half-track off from... Yeah, back up a bit. Go. Ah, there we go. That went just fine. Let's see, we have the assault engineer, and one of the best features if using infantry is put them into cover. So I'll put my infantry unit into cover here and use the hold button right here. Fantastic button. No matter what, they will always hold the this position. They will never move from this position. So one of the issues in Company of Heroes, if you don't go with this mod, and Company of Heroes 2, is that if they were to engage this and the enemy here would start moving, they would automatically follow after it. So that sort of makes you lose control over your units. But now I know they will always hold this position. They will always be in cover no matter what. The only way to get them out of cover is to use the hold button again, or use the retreat button. That way they will run out of cover and return to base. So I need the upgrade to get the Panzer factory, so I'm getting that. So far so good. We cut the Americans off from most of the areas. They don't have access to much fuel. We probably would want to get that, so they can't build any tanks, but seeing as we're playing on easy level, I don't think we'll see any Shermans anytime soon. Now it's just a question of showing off the Panzer IVs to try and get their base out, because if I try to go anywhere near their base with what I have, without taking out these AA defenses first, I will be gunned down very, very easily. They can handle me way easily. See what that's an MG, so makes no difference if I capture it or not. As you can see, assault weapons like the MG and the Sturmgewehr and stuff are very effective for taking out enemy infantry units. So unless you use the run button to get close and throw a grenade or something, you will be suppressed and gunned down. See, how's the upgrade? Ah, it's all done, so let's start on Panzer Support Command. A bit tight here. Let's go see if there's a useful upgrade. If you go for tank hunters in bigger game, I usually prefer going with these first, so that I can get the tank destroyers out fast and quickly. If you get these two skills, you're at an advantage. I would probably go for this first and then starting moving up the tech tree to get the better tank destroyers out. Because once the Americans get out, start getting out Germans, which they usually get before you get the Panzers out, you'll have a hard time, especially on the higher difficulties. Well, not a hard time, but you'll get a challenge at least. So here we go. And this is another nice feature in this game. You have the Tiger, which is a repair and recovery vehicle. It's very useful for repairing vehicles in the field. You can of course do it with your pioneers and engineers, but they're very vulnerable to mortar fire and small arms fire, which the Tiger isn't. So if I play with my friends, I usually build at least 2 of these to help them out with repairs for their tanks. You can also build repair bunkers. I usually don't do that, so I don't really know if it's depending on what doctrine you choose. Not really sure about that, but there's an option in for it somewhere. And we could probably build another Panzer. There we go. First off the assembly line. Want the side skirts. High explosive rounds in this situation is good, because then you can use that effectively against infantry units. So if an infantry unit if you find an infantry unit, a large mass of it, you can use high explosive rounds instead of using the regular anti-tank armor piercing rounds, which is preferable. It's a feature that all tanks have, so I think the Allies has it as well, and all the German tanks has it. It's the same for the TDs. As the Panzer IV has better armor than the half-tracks, of course, they won't be able to drain my health with the AA guns. They will be what's it called? They will be useless against my infantry. Sorry, my Panzer IV. So I'll use that, and I'll use the high explosive shot. See if I can take out their infantry before it runs away. Usually high explosives are also very useful against guns. This is not a man gun though. Yeah, it is. You can actually use... took it out with one shot. You can use the high explosive around to take out gun crews. So I can actually capture this gun if I manage to use high explosive rounds on that. I'll take down that Panzer 4 here. See if it's... yeah, it's recharged. And I'll fire at that and see if what happens with it. Ah, he failed. Well, that wasn't intended, but... and people think that the machine gun on the Panzers are useless, but most of them forget that you need to use the suppression skill. So I'll start suppressing the infantry. If it goes into yellow, yeah, now they're pinned. They can't return fire now. They have to escape in order to be able to return fire. I'll give it another go, trying to take out that gun. Still no go on that. Get up on a higher position. Once I take out these defenses, I can use my assault grenadiers to start assaulting the base and take out whatever infantry they have while the tanks start taking out the buildings. I probably won't be able to capture this. There's a slight better chance on the left one. This doesn't really matter so much anymore. Yeah, they took it out. Yeah, I used smoke, so we'll see. Not sure if shots will... ah, I missed. Just going focus fire on that one. And see, can't move these infantry, so I have to get them out of position first. I'll keep using the high explosive rounds. Not very efficient on hitting the target though. Still keep putting infantry out, but now I have my... oh, they actually managed to build a tank depot, so... but they won't be getting any Shermans out soon, so... see, a bunch of infantry, let's take it out. Looked a bit like they took out the gun on that, but they didn't. Oh yeah. Automatic upgrade system, which weren't in the regular Company of Heroes, because you had to manually upgrade your units. It's automatic in this one. It's very nice, like that a lot. There is a bunch of more features that I don't show off here, but it will probably give you some idea of the units that you can build and what you can do with the game. I think this is a lot of fun. I like the Hauptsturmführer. Here, it's one of my favorite infantry units, because from that, yeah, playing Annihilations, you can probably show that off. You have tank commanders. The Panzer team is really useful if you go with this skill here. It gives you additional Panzer and anti-tank grenades. And let's see what's his training out. Ah, it's pretty slow. Unit, but once it gets out there, it's quite good. You can probably get my half track in here now as well. Oh, mortar. Start throwing grenades. Let's see. Ah, it's halfway through. Let's hope he makes it. So I just love that unit. Yeah, they have literally no chance of getting out of that base now. And their tank depot is soon to be lost. And yeah, of course, I won't be able to show off the tank destroyers, as this main line really is. It's a tank destroyer, but I like this. It's a fast way to get the Panzer forward. There we have the Hauptsturmführer, so you'll just put him out here, select his special ability, and there you have Waffen-SS Stormtroopers. If you play Wehrmacht, you have Stormtroopers, but you don't have the Waffen-SS. And they should be, yeah, here they are. They're awesome. So you upgrade them with Panzerschreck, a couple of MGs and Sturmgewehr, and considering I haven't met any infantry unit that they can't handle on by itself, if they go one-on-one, they will beat anything on the battlefield. Infantry, one-on-one. Then when you've got them out, I always use the Hauptsturmführer and use the maintain command range and put them onto the Waffen-SS, so he will always follow them around. It's not like having an officer just standing on around on the battlefield doing nothing. You can actually get them to follow around. It's a feature taken from the British lieutenants and captains. And this is probably about to wrap this game up. Try and extend their lifeline a bit by attacking that. Let's give them Sturmgewehr. They're basically they are an assault unit, so they have access to various types of assault grenades for taking out gun emplacements, fortifications. When enemy infantry has fortified themselves into buildings, this is very useful. All of the soldiers in the unit will run up towards the building and throw grenades, so you can probably put around 4 or 5 grenades into the same building. So if the if the opponent doesn't look out, then he will lose his entire unit in that house. Yep, that's about it. If you like Blitzkrieg mod, you can find it at moddb.com. I suggest you give it a try, because it's really great. It takes a bit to learn it, but once you master it, it's great fun. It's a lot of fun. I hope this sort of tutorial is helpful and useful for you, and stay tuned, and there will probably be more Let's Play Blitzkrieg. So thanks guys for watching, and see you around. Please leave comments in the commentary section, and have a nice day.